Okay, the next thing that we want to do now is to apply motion correction onto the two EPI images. Just to remind everyone, that's the Y01 Rep 1 Series 23 Nifty, this one, and then also the Y01 Rep 2 Series 25. So we want to correct any head motion that might be evident in these two images. Just to remind people in class, the way SPM does it is to apply inter-session alignment. That's to bring the first volumes of the two EPI images to the same position as the reference volume. In this case, our reference volume will be the first volume of the first run for the reasons explained in class, okay? Because it's closer to the T2 and also with the least amount of head motions and position changes assumed. And then also, after performing the inter-session alignment of the first volumes together, then SPM will go ahead and apply intra-session alignment, and that's to bring all the remaining volumes, volume 2 onwards, to the same positions as the first volumes of each session or each run. All right, so in this way, all volumes can be said to be brought to the same location as the first volume of the first run. If that's your reference image. And in this case, that's what we're going to do. All right. So first of all, it's helpful to take a look and to see the motion that might be present in the data visually. You don't have to do this all the time, but I'm just going to show you how to do it using the Check Reg function first. And I demonstrated this in class before, but here it is again for us to see the motion that might be present, let's say, in a Rep 1 for Y01. So you go ahead and click the Check Reg button here. And then the selection screen will appear. And what you want to do in this case is, this is where the frame becomes important. You want to select, let's say, Rep 1 and Series 23. And you'll see that appear here, okay? And that you can see that it's also calling frame 1 or volume 1. But remember, this is an EPI image, so it actually has more than one frame. And we demonstrated previously in the previous clip that if you use display, you can look at frame 2 or frame 3. But here, using the Check Reg function, we're able to do something a little bit more fancier than that. We can use the ED button here. And if we click that, what we want to do is we want to remove the frame reference. We just want to say, I just want to look at the whole EPI image, not limited to any frame, or rather all the frames. We click Accept, and I want to look at it as one image, all right, rather than as separate different images, which I could do if I were to call frame 1, frame 2, frame 3, okay, in different lines. But I'm calling this image now, I'm selecting this image now, and removing the frame reference from it. And so what this means is that SPM will open this image as a 4D image rather than as a 3D image. And you'll see what I mean when I click Done here. And in a moment, you will see that it will display the EPI image in the graphics window, and more importantly, you see the scrolling button and the play button here. If you click the play button, you will see that the EPI image becomes a movie clip, all right? And you can see that every individual voxel is flashing. I'm going to play it again. The brain is more or less remaining in the same place, but all the visual voxels, all the voxels that you can see are kind of like sort of vibrating or fluctuating in their spaces. And that is the nature of the MR signal, all right, for the EPI. I'm just going to play it again for you to visualize. But pay attention that there are, if you look at this last image, this is where the last volume of this first run is. Pay attention to the sagittal view here. If I start it again, you'll realize that the subject has kind of rotated his or her head upwards, right? Tilted its nose up over time. And so this is one dimension of the head motion. This is the in the rotation, I believe, in the x-axis, all right? So that the subject kind of moves the head up. I'm gonna play it again in case you didn't see it. You can see that when it went to the first volume, it kind of tilted down, and then it's sort of tilting up over time again. So obviously in this run, this subject did do some movement. It's not too drastic, and that's one of the reasons why we need to correct for it. All right. So I'm just going to show you now how to implement the correction in the next video clip.